Sup goats, it's Joe, and welcome back to a new live reaction and review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Disciple Roundtable's Round Table Reinforcements Volume 2. So this is obviously the second installment of Disciple Roundtable's Roundtable Reinforcements compilation series. And as for my thoughts on the last installment, it was pretty, I think it was meh. It was pretty meh. I wasn't huge on it at all. I think I only enjoyed two tunes. The clown tune, Doinks, and Bleepware by Octane and Crippling, obviously. The goated tune. Yeah, other than that, I wasn't getting much out of that compilation. So, we'll see what is up with this comp. Hopefully it's a step up from the last one. So yeah, before we get into this review, a little bit about why I decided to take a break last week. A 6-day break, I think it was. Yeah, for those of you that don't know yet, my Discord server got fucking raided by 2 or 3 people, I think it was. At that point in time, I was mad stressed about personal shit. My editing software was crashing like hell, and I didn't know why. So yeah, after that happened, I was offline at the time where people started spamming at everyone, all that shit. My boy, who was the only other admin at that point, was also offline. He was asleep, actually. It was 12 a.m. over here. So yeah, after that happened, 20 to 30 people dipped from the server, and I just decided to take a step back because I couldn't handle it. But yeah, seeing y'all motivational messages popping up, and just in general all the support led me to drop this video now for y'all. So yeah, thank you for all of the positive messages to get me to sort of do this shit. And yeah, speaking of my Discord server, it's basically revamped now. I added a couple more bots. I got like 10 mods in there by now, so make sure to join if you haven't yet, because a raid is not going to happen again, I can assure you that. I'll give y'all a couple seconds to join. Link is in the description at the very top. Bet, thank you for joining. Yeah, I think I got that out of the way. Without further ado, 16 tunes to get through. Let go. Dyadic with Pattern Breaker. Arabian type intro. Oh. Love the sub pitching too. Chunkiness is real. Oh, the recentness is so well implemented. Yeah, pretty thick start to this compilation. Solid. Pretty brief drop, but made its impact. Ooh. Ooh. All the chaos! It kind of gives me Butte Noise vibes, but without the jungly feel, just the energy being put on display. Like the vocal samples in the back and just everything else. That mix is so saturated and layered. I don't even know what the elements consist of. Fucking solid start. Oh, and that was the tune. I might need to put on my glasses. Shit. 2.5 minutes. Okay. Powerful start. Heavy, visceral. It's just, yeah, that was a good tune. Like I said, that mix had so many layers to it of intricacy. Like, there wasn't a single moment where it felt empty or lackluster. Yeah, just thick. What else is there to say? Let's get into Hurtbox with Bomba. Big up Hurtbox. The other half of Stranger Twins, which is, well, him and Hall.
Once you go through that gate, you are...
Ooh. More lasery here. The sustain. Succulent sounds, for real. sort of unnerving, unsettling feel I'm getting from that whole aesthetic. Yeah, it's not really all that stompy either, but it gets under your skin, it creeps from below. Woo! This drop isn't as interesting, it's murkier though. That bass line is pretty thick too. Pinprick sound design. And I like that swiping sound. That detuned thing. Pretty solid though. It's catchy. Yeah, I did enjoy the first drop more, but that was some tight stuff. It was pretty tight. Okay, DK, Asylum. That's cute. Ooh, I remember this! Fuck, what was it called? I remember this ID. Kind of feathery sound design, uplifting. It's pretty different to DK's usual output. Melodicity is also very sweet. Yeah, I forgot the name of that ID. I've heard that drop before. Oh, what's that flutteriness? I really love those like marching band drums in the back. They fit for some reason into that dreamy soundscape. Key switch up! It's like one semitone down. Why does it feel more somber though? More emotional? Oh, why did he cut it off? Come on, I was getting into that. Second drop, too brief, defo. Yeah, the first drop was more uplifting. The second one was... there was something about it that... more dreary. Why did he cut that drop off? I was getting into it. I felt like it was really going somewhere there. Yeah, it kind of feels unfinished, to be honest. Still, nice, enjoyable tune. Outrage and DVEIGHT, Retribution. That breakbeat, and the Reese too. Okay, I'm not huge on the sound design, but it has its direction and pronunciation and sharpness and laseriness a little, and it's like wet texture too, underlying. This drop is more consistent though than the first one. The first one, like every 2 bars, the first 2 bars were simple, then the next 2 got variant, and then the next 2 were simple again, and so on. It's the variation that did it for me over the sound design, to be honest. I heard some melodicity creeping in that sounded really good. Like the snare, the sporadicism is also appreciated. The way the sound sort of dart out, that feel was tight. Yeah, but the sound design isn't that impactful, in my opinion. I've had that same problem with DVEIGHT's music in the past. It just doesn't have like weight to it. Still, I rate the effort. I mean, it was cool. It wasn't 100% for me. Like I said, because of that, the force behind the sounds wasn't as prevalent as I'd like it to be. But it's not bad at all. Just, I'm not 100% sure that I'll be going back to this. So, yeah. Dino Shaddix with Gloom. Oh, I heard that little eagle sample. I love atmospheric, environmental stuff like that, like field recording shit being added into backdrops of mixes. Oh, the space being created is great. Vocals nice too. Interesting build up. Okay, drop is it's straightforward. Bro step feel, rhythm feel. Sustains are okay. It didn't do much. Yeah, I felt the intro more than the first drop here. See, this is great here. Like the moog bass, the respace, the vocal melodicity, and that space being created. The tonal bits on top are okay, not bad at all. Nice progression. Oh, and the vocal chops. Yeah, this melodic drop I enjoy more overall, but it still has that straightforwardness that you cannot ignore. And it's too brief too. Feels like something's missing. Yeah, decent, I guess. Didn't do much for me. The non-drop sections though, top tier. Oh, the way that faded out. Yeah, just, I mean, expansion on the second drop maybe. More of a melodic progression because that sounded cool. First drop, just typical Brittom, I guess. Sustain was okay. The lasery sounds, the stabs, not huge on it. Let's get to beastboi with Leave Me. So beastboi, I've heard a lot of people say that bro is hella underrated, and that he has this like Leatrixy glossy style. And I haven't gotten into his stuff yet, but the music I have heard of his is fire. So we'll see. Oh, that synth wave. Whew. Oh, there's like this underwater feel to everything except the vocal. Well, and the drums. Oh, I love that. Oh, the vocals! Let me turn this shit up! Okay, so I hear the glossiness, that shrillness. Not painful on the ears though, just up there, you know? But the vocals is what carries, like, the musicality. Love that. That's some expert ass vocal chopping right there. Take motherfucking notes. Oh. I hope the second drop does even more than it already did, than the first drop already did, because I was expecting that style, but that shrill note there is, like, it cuts through everything else in the mix. It's more glitchy. I'm not sure about those gaps in between. I wish the melodicity would continue in between. Like, that start-stoppiness doesn't fit all that well in my opinion, but still. See, that is exactly how you direct sound design to convey emotion. There's loads of great singers out there that have a voice that conveys emotion, but that's like a voice in your ear. that was mainly sound design. And sure, there was some vocal chopping in there, but you really felt something with that tune, and that's what I love about it. Favorite so far, that's probably gonna be my favorite off the, I don't want to jump to conclusions here, but that, yes, Exille, Dogblood. I like all the texture leading up to the snare. Very deep and succulent. Oh, the rattling bits of sound he added there. Some glossiness, shrillness in there. Perfect blend of like choppiness, movement. Wow, combination of elements. Yeah, perfect example of a drop just developing upon itself and getting better and better and better. Why is it so murky though? You didn't have... I love how minimal that is. What the fuck? I don't even know how to describe that sound design. It's not a Reese. It's Reese-y. It has Reese-y aspects, but it's not like Reese bass. That's just sludge, straight up. Reminds me of Executioner, but like more pronounced and not as grungy. Yeah, just all that watery, muddy texture there with the little sounds on top. Let me run that back. Yeah, he just stripped it down to its bare elements and put all the focus on those. Well-produced tune, like Repost. That's probably the best Exile tune I've heard so far. I've never really been into his music. I found him to be alright, but that. Welon, Rezo Scream. Okay, that build-up threw me off. Like, it's 2 bars too early or something. Like the fill, but this, it's Welon for sure. Glossy, metallic hint there, brash. I'm losing interest. That sustain is like way too far in front of the mix, and it's also too loud. The ringing sustain in the front was so in your face, and then the synths that I'm presuming should be in the front were like in the back, and it sounded messy too. This is better. That sustain only works better because it's at an even higher register and doesn't distract you as much. Well, it distracts you in terms of pitch. I'd say more than the sustain in the first drop, but it's not as big. So you can at least make out the synths, the main drop synths, but it's just, I think it's just a personal preference thing because the production wasn't bad at all, but it got tedious in the first drop. Second drop, it didn't get as tedious. I'll give him that. It wasn't as tedious. It was pretty variant, mechanical, wailing direction that Welon goes in. As I said, just yeah, the placement of sounds is all wrong in my opinion. Too much going on in general. Too much in your face. Too much trying to overtake. All the shit sort of trying to overtake each other in the mix. It doesn't sound like organized very much. it was meh. Bizo, trouble. Like the pad. Pretty simple intro in terms of motif melodicity. What the fuck? Not sure that tempo automation needs to be there. It sort of throws you off of the flow. It was a good way to transition tension though. I'll give it that. Oh, pretty boisterous. Sounds aren't that unique, but they work together. Pretty decent so far. Forcefulness is on point. Okay, direct. We'll see what they do in the switch here. Yeah, I don't like this as much right off the bat. I've heard that structure and combination of sounds on Disciple one too many times. I'm sorry. The laseriness and the sustains. I instantly thought back to, what was it? Some Disciple Mega collab. Y'all can tell me which one in the comment section. First drop wasn't terrible though. I like the sustain, the telephone sustain. And the fills are cool too, bubbly, lasery. Yeah, a combination of sounds is actually pretty cool. It reminds me a teeny weeny bit of Space Laces. Just a little. And it's over. Decent. Nice variation, nice combination of sounds. Drop idea as a whole. Both drop ideas weren't that stand out in my opinion overall. So, well. Dr. Ushu Gunshots. Starts off tonal, gets more savage, metallic. Like the stompiness. Okay. That's beastly. Oh, I'm getting into this. Machine gun stabs, okay. Mechanical overtone? Ugh. Solid second drop actually. Yeah, just switching up everything while keeping the same potency. Yeah. I like that movement that thing does, that rapidness at the bottom. Sort of shaking rapidness. I like that. Oh, the glitchiness too. Okay, solid. Actually solid. That final leg gives you like a last dose of all those sounds just blended together. Solid variation. Yeah, it starts off pretty shrill. Opening the first drop, but then it just does its little thing from there. That wasn't bad at all. Too kind. Duddy Wonk. Hyper Trap. Not anymore. Like the different kit placements. Trampa vibes. That movement, timbre of the sounds, boisterous, in your face, loud. Whoa. Okay, the drop sound. Look at all this variation going on, right? But then it sort of calms down too much. Or not here. But in the first leg of that drop, it starts off like crazy as fuck. But then it like calms down a little too much. Like some sounds could have been transferred over. A lot of these tunes are pretty brief. And I feel like a lot of them don't 100% leave their mark. If they would have been fleshed out, yo, I'm gonna say this again for the people that don't know. I've absolutely nothing. I actually enjoy short tunes. 2-minute tunes, I can rock with them. But they have to leave their impact. And they have to be daring in left field. These tunes sound like just a whole section gets chopped off. Like a B section of a second drop, a whole nother drop, something, an intro. And the ideas aren't bad at all, too. Like, for example, with this one, I got into it. But just a little more expansion, I feel like, is needed. Yeah. This tune is another example of a good combination of sounds. Sounds that aren't 100% stand out, but work together like fucking cogs in a machine type shit. So yeah, Maahir, Gray Matter. I'm not too familiar with Maahir. I recognize his name for sure, but I haven't listened to much of his music. I like Mechanism though. How do I describe this? Hold up. Okay, first, the reverb on that snare. I feel like the reverb on that snare shapes the entire soundscape. It sounds like it's in like in a hall or in a basement or some shit. And that's what makes it so sinister too. It sounds like a bunch of metallic drums just being slammed one after the other. Lazy sub too, like it. More rapid pinprick here. That's cool. And it isn't even over. So far, it's not getting tedious at all, not one bit. What is that do-do-do-do like arcade thing? Okay, but still, that reverb on that snare is so prevalent, like I guess this is my favorite Maahir song. I mean, I'm not too familiar with his music. I hear a bit of Veer influence, but not as much potency there, more sluggish. Not in a bad way though. By Veer influence, I'm talking about the pinprick, metallic sound design. Yeah, but his sounds are more oomphy and, like I said, more sluggish, but stompy, so the stompiness makes up for the sluggish aspect, more or less. Don't like this as much. Yo, those tonal bits he adds are so fire. The sharpness too. Okay, that final leg wasn't as interesting, but now it's back. It's back. Big up for making a 5-minute tune so catchy and so different. That gives me the most Veer vibes out of any sound design. Drop still isn't over. Yeah, that sound design is so fucking interesting. I'm just ignoring the sub by now. I know it's important to the mix, but I didn't even pick up on that sub. Cool. Very, very cool. The Sausages, Prodrome. Don't know much about, I'm gonna say these producers. I mean, the name is The Sausages, so I'd be pretty let down if this isn't at least a duo. Not familiar with them. I listened to one of their tunes on the Fresh Blood compilation, which I also have a review of. If I can remember correctly, I thought it was pretty tight, that Fresh Blood release. I'm gonna wait for that sub. I love that. Just the sub just continues on, just moves that little inch while everything else is still like paused on hold. Oh, sub movement. That start-stop delivery suited everything else. so much. Is that like a breakbeat? It has a slightly different groove to a breakbeat, I believe. I will say the drums are a bit muffled. You hear the sidechain and how the sound design is sort of ricocheting off of the drums, but the drums themselves weren't that standout. Nice pad. It sounds really real and vintage. Oh, and the tune ends. Same problem with a lot of these tunes. Too brief. One more drop could have fleshed it out maybe. Yeah. Similar structure to Boulder by Samplifier actually. You have like a first drop that's pretty powerful, and a second drop that's not dubstep, that uses the same ideas and sort of carries the tune out. That last leg sort of just felt like an outro to me. I mean, sure, it was nasty, pretty thick, but yeah. Glitcha, Past and Future. I remember Glitcha from the last Rushdown compilation. Tune was pretty cool, I believe. What is that sound called? Nice ravey feel. Would this be tech house? I don't know. I should have expected it to be melodic because it's Glitcha. Color bass? That bit in the back is so nasty. Yeah, sort of video game melodicity there. Not doing too much, but playful, innocent. Why is this so stompy though? I think it's because of those fat ass drums. And the sound design's pretty round too. Atmosphere is great. That energy is just kept up at a certain level. It doesn't lose its tension. This whole tune. Oh, sort of wet, bursty, beepy bloopiness going on. Still tonal. Sub is doing work. Well produced tune. Yeah. Oh, another drop. I feel like this tune, in comparison to the others, didn't need a final drop, but it's appreciated. Yeah, the overall feel of the tune gives me like a race car game type vibe. Is anybody else getting that energy, that hyper shit? Second to last track, Two-Faced with Call Back. Solid brasses. Like the notes? Oh. And like the stabby delivery too. Pretty round too. More stompy. Drums were packed into a hybrid trap format in the first drop. It's more typical dubstep here. That was a Discord sound. I thought I just got pinged. I had to check if Discord was open. Okay, another 2.5 minute tune. Felt like this one didn't need a final drop. More like it needed more left field variation in the final one. The two drops were too similar. Ideas weren't bad though. Oh, like that impact. Alright, let's get into the final tune, Flood and Cactus Flower with Kara Throw. Oh, double snare, love to hear it. I was expecting some rhythm already when the intro came in because of the drums and the way they hit. Nice sustain. Not too obnoxious. Not too drab or boring. And the stabs provide pretty much enough variation to keep it interesting. Okay. Not huge on it. It sounded comfortable. Oh. Right off the bat, I like the delivery more. The rapidness suits it. Kind of some chunkiness here too. Or that might just be my ears getting used to that sound design. Pretty solid way to end it off. Yeah. I didn't expect it to progress that nicely. Yeah, I just feel like that sound design works better if it's more compact, more rapid, more sporadic too, in terms of like modulation and pitch and whatever. And that was the compilation. Is it better than Reinforcements Volume 1? Most definitely. I enjoyed a couple of these. Like, really enjoyed a couple of these. Top 3 I'm gonna have to go with. I think it's gonna be Leave Me, Gray Matter, and Dogblood. I think I'm gonna go for those 3, but make sure to check the description in case any of that changes. Yeah, I feel like most of these tunes that I find to be meh or decent, they just tend to be a bit brief and just sound a little unfinished, to be honest. In terms of drop ideas or just overall length, I mean, it's a good sign if I want to hear more of the ideas being put on display rather than just me wanting to turn the fucking song off. So I don't think I have a least favorite for this. Defo an exception to the rule when it comes to me. I usually fuck with brief tunes, but here, a lot of them just sounded unfinished and cut off. Yeah, drop your opinions in the comment section below. What was your favorite tune? What was your least favorite? Do y'all think I spat bullshit whilst giving my opinions on these songs? And yeah, this has been your boy Joe. Thank you all for watching. Overall, it was an alright compilation. Yeah, make sure to support the producers whose tunes you enjoyed. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next video. So take care. Bye.